What's up, little bros? You got Big Bro here. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you like the gems and truths I'm dropping to you. Now, here on the East Coast right now, in New Jersey, it is currently 8 degrees, feels like -12, and I'm going to show you how I store my sports cars for the winter, or any type of car that you don't drive as your daily. If you drive these type of cars as your daily, this does not apply to you, but anybody that has a secondary car, my secondary car is a Ram 1500 2018 with the Hemi 5.7 liter. That's my daily. This is going to be for the Shelby GT350 that I just picked up, but I had a Corvette Grand Sport and the same rules will apply to this car too. Now, first thing I like to do to these type of vehicles is I like to get them washed and detailed before I store them. I like to get them vacuumed. I like to get them cleaned. I like to have all the fluids changed, meaning the oil changed, all the fluids checked. I like to top off the gas. I love to have a full tank because you don't want to have a low tank of gas or a half a tank, because air could build up in there. And when you go to start it after a long winter of sitting, it's harder on your fuel pump, and you'll have a lot of sediments at the bottom that could get sucked up into that fuel pump and that filter. So for the peace of mind, that's what I like to do. I like to fill it up with premium gas. All my sports cars, I put premium gas in it, and that's how I like to store it. The first thing I like to do is I like to have the battery tender. I like to put it on wood. I do not put it directly on concrete. I put it on wood. I was told by an older person who had cars, you never put your battery tender directly on concrete because there could be a current or anything like that. Even though they have a surge protector, I like to put it on wood. Now, I did this years ago when it came to my Corvette, and I've never had a problem. Second thing I like to do is I like to keep it in sight when I come out of the garage. Therefore, when I'm going to work, I can always look at it and make sure that there's no red light on the battery tender, that everything is good and the way it should be. The reason why I like to keep it where I can see it is because I have a dog. Anybody with a dog knows dogs have their own personality, and I can go this way and she'll hang a right and go that way, and she can knock something loose, and now I have the red light. It's not connected correctly, and I gotta open up everything and hook everything back up, and it doesn't cause a problem. So that's why I like to keep it eye and sight. Right when I come out of the garage door, I can see it. Now, when it comes to the wire, I never close my hood. I do not close the hood shut on the wire. When I have the wire going underneath the hood, what I like to do is I like to put a piece of microfiber cloth on the car, and then I put the wire on top of the car. I do not rest the wire directly on the paint of the car. That's just for my peace of mind. I just don't like doing that because I don't know why. It just helps me sleep at night knowing that there's microfiber protecting the paint of the car where it's resting on that. I never close the hood. I don't want to, interrupt any type of charging process by clamping that hood onto that wire. I do not do that. The second thing I do is I went to a gym years ago and I got these rubber mats. These rubber mats I got from a gym that they were going out of business. Now, these rubber mats, they come in handy because, as you know, if you go to the gym, when you drop the weights, they have rubber underneath the weights. But I got these mats for $25 to go underneath the car because I do not like to park the tires directly on the concrete. You will dry rot the tires, and you will get like that, like that clunking square, like that thump, 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 and you will dry rot your tires. So it's almost like an inch thick. But I got these for $25. They're definitely worth it. I've seen guys park their cars on cardboard, tarp, blankets, but I got these rubber mats for like $25. It's definitely worth it. And a little added protection, I had these extra floor mats from a used Hyundai that I used to have. So I park it on top of the floor mat and on top of the rubber mat. So just like I said, I top off the fluids. I make sure everything is in the line of sight where I can see it. Let's go around to the back of the car. So here's the back of the car. I have it on the mat. Goes all the way around. And a little added protection, what I like to do too, when you open the door, here's a little trick that I found out. I put a mat right here, so when you get out of the garage door, you don't bang your car door on your garage on the wall or damage any paint. I put a floor mat here. I screwed it in there. Look, it's from an Elantra. So when I open the door, even if it hits this, I'm good to go and I'm not messing up any paint. Now, once this is good, it's all set, you can just leave it. You don't gotta mess with it. When I first used to start cars for the winter, I used to always check the car. Every month I would start it, take it off the battery tender, start it, just to make sure. You don't gotta do that. But once it's on there, it's good. It should, and it probably will fire right up in the spring, that first nice day when it's 70 degrees. Now, just like I said, I stored my Corvettes like this. I'll put some pictures up. I've had my Corvette stored like this, same way. Never had a problem, started it right up. The only difference with the Corvette was I had to run an extension cord because the Corvettes on the batteries on the Grand Sport, they're in the back. So I had to plug it in the back, and that's where the battery was. But once your car is stored and it's set for the winter, you're good. You'll be good to go. You take you take your battery the tender off. If you want to prime your engine by holding your foot down on the gas, putting in the clutch, pushing the on button. If you want to prime your motor, go ahead. I've talked to plenty of guys who've raced engines, and they told me you don't have to do that. But if you want the peace of mind, you can do that. They said that, oil sticks to the walls of the cylinder heads and all that anyway. Now, if you have a fully built motor, 1,000 horsepower, you track it, carbureted motors, all type of motors like that, that's when you might want to do that. But other than that, you don't have to do that to these cars. I haven't done it to the Shelby because this is going to be my first winter going in with the car, but I'll probably will do it just to see how it is. But other than that, have a wonderful holiday, and I hope this video helps. Later.